Hello and welcome again. It's me, Mr. D, back with a little bit of a different kind of a video than I've done before. I've got a pen review, and I'm going to be reviewing and trying out for the first time really this blue glass dip pen and ink set that I got from a local Dollar Tree store. I'll be using just a casual notebook I put together for myself, where I crocheted a cover and stitched on some leather bindings on either side for the edge, and then just have some folded Strathmore drawing paper on the inside. Just recently played around with the beginnings of that, and we've got some paper here, and I thought we'd get started here. The ink is essentially nondescript. Not sure who manufactured this for Dollar Tree, but some company in China. And the ink, kind of interestingly, matches the color of the glass dip pen. They have this sort of silicone sleeve over the nib of the pen. You can see the pen here, and the nib of a glass dip pen usually has these spiral type feed built into it with just sort of a rounded nib on it. I don't expect a lot from the pen, being a Dollar Tree find, but it's really unusual that they would have something like this anyway. So I thought I'd give it a try and draw some lines and see what kind of a experience this is. So we're gonna dip the pen in this little bottle here of ink. I'll be careful not to dip onto the grip surface of the pen, and I'm gonna hold that on the edge of the bottle to allow excess ink to drip off. If you start right off the bat with a dip pen of any type, just having dipped the pen in ink, you're likely to get some blotches, and it won't be too pretty on your page. So let's see, we've got, try some letters here. Now it's a bit thick, and a wide line. That ink wants to come right off of there. I notice that now the ink is a little less thick. So even though I've drained some of the ink off of it, it was still a very thick line of ink, thicker than you'd want. And as I get to the C here, it's getting a little better, but it makes me wonder how long the ink will last. And I am writing sort of large letters here, getting a little less ink on the bottom of that capital E. Let's see here. Yep. And then, like any dip pen, if you go too long, it's going to start too long between ink fills on the pen. It's going to go a little dry and it'll just stop. Now here we go. We've got this thick again. So it might be better to do a little bit of a blotting onto a paper or a paper towel or something when you first dip it. But they're not terrible. What about if we draw a little shape here, play around with that. Now I notice there's some feedback on the pen, and little scratchiness, but nothing terrible. So yeah, I'd say overall it's kind of fun to use, but not terribly consistent. Most dip pens are not gonna give you this kind of variation to that degree from the beginning to the end. You will notice that the ink is getting lighter and it's time to dip the pen, but yeah, for $1.25, it's not terrible. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again real soon. Bye.